Hello and a warm welcome to the head coach with me, Daniel. It's season 3, episode 3, and we're facing Mansfield away in the FA Cup in our third successive big FA Cup tie in 3 years of this save. But first, since our last outing, we've actually started turning some draws into wins, and that's why, as you can see, we're up sneaking into the playoff place. That place we finished last season in 7th, on goal difference ahead of York. So let's go and look at the results that have put us there. So you were last with us obviously for that big double header where we thrashed Grimsby, who rejected us for the job over the summer, and rather hilariously just a couple of weeks later at the start of October they sacked Alan Rodgers and have since climbed up the league since they replaced him. We also lost narrowly at home to Wrexham but in truth got outplayed. Since then we had a disappointing home draw against relegation favourites Bromley. In truth, we didn't look like scoring at any stage. We had a similar situation in the following game against Gateshead, but managed to nick a 1-0 win with Ryan Bird. Jonah Ayunga didn't get on the score sheet this game, but somehow got a 9 rating. He was absolutely unstoppable in that game. He created chances galore. We then went away to Whitehawk, keeping the low scoring theme. It was 1-1, and you can see there's a different name on the score sheet there, which we'll get into in a minute. We also then lost 1-0 at Mansfield. They're top of the league at the moment, or right up there, and they're one of the favourites to win it. They obviously came down recently, so this is a game we expected to lose, and to be fair, we put up a fairly good fight. Ryan Hall again on the left was brilliant for us. But then it's all gone right. We've started scoring goals galore. We have started conceding a few or two, to be fair, but scoring goals galore is the most important thing. We won 3-1 at home to Southport first, a younger Bird and Tracy all getting on the score sheet. We then got to this round of the FA Cup by beating Braintree in the fourth qualifying round. Ryan Bird with 2 goals and the reserve Shackleton got 1 too. We then played Eastleigh at home in the league with another exciting 3-2 win, an own goal getting it for us this time. We were actually 3-0 up before nearly throwing it away. We then had a disappointing 2-2 draw against Aldershot, only because they scored late on after we'd taken the lead after going down to 10 men, but it was still a good result against a team who were right up there last year. And lastly, we played this ridiculous game against Maidstone, and I'll show you it a bit closer actually. We were 3-1 down in this game with 4 minutes of normal time to go. Manny Parry popped up with a lucky header from a set piece, and then in stoppage time we got 2 goals, with Ayunga being the hero again in the 94th minute. You can see the reason we started letting in goals is because Spencer Adams was playing at centre half, and he is absolutely diabolical with no composure, as we've mentioned a couple of times before. But all that leaves us in pretty good shape going into this FA Cup tie, and hopefully, after a couple of close calls in recent years, we might be able to pull off a surprise. But being away from home, that probably will be a little more difficult. Lastly, we're going to have a quick look at the transfers since you were last with us. There's not much to talk about. We have unfortunately had an injury in defence to Galifuco again, but this means that the director of football's going for this guy, Daniel Boateng, and he looks a proper prospect. I know he's 27 now, but look at him, he's got such an amount of talent in there. He's been playing in all weird and wonderful parts of the world. So he's been in Poland the last couple of years after playing for Airdrie in Scotland. He'd been at Hibs in Scotland before that as well. And he's had some trips out to Sweden and Bosnia, you can see, after coming through at Arsenal and having some experience in the lower leagues. He looks above and beyond what we could have expected to get, and he can cover at right back and in the holding role should we need it as well. So that looks like it'll be a great signing if he'll come through for us. But we've also had a couple coming in. I lie, we've only had one. But it's this man who we saw on the score sheet a few games ago, Adam Idar. I presume it's Idar. If someone wants to correct me, feel free to. He's got pace, he can finish, he's got composure. He's 3.5 star current ability with 5 star potential. He's on loan from Norwich for the season. It is due to injuries, unfortunately, but he is going to make a big difference for us at this level, I think. He just got that 1 goal so far, but got man of the match in that game and has looked rather lively in behind the defence as well. So with all of that done, let's get straight into this FA Cup tie. We're excited, it's a big fixture list. We're not on TV this time, which is a shame. But surprisingly, we're only slight underdogs against Mansfield. Of course, they are in our league now, but it's still a big tie. They're a big professional club at this level. And after our recent performance against them, we're hopeful we can maybe sneak something out of this. Maybe even bring them back to our ground. Obviously, we've got 7 subs for this game. I've dropped Idar, which is the big news, only because Ayunga's been in such good form and deserves a start in the Cup. And we've made a couple of other rotational changes just to keep the squad fresh. So that means we've got a line-up of Mitch Walker as always in goal, a back 4, a familiar looking one of Pike, Parry, Galifuco and Jack Senior, a midfield of Tracy, Brundle, Ashby and Pinnock, and the aforementioned Jonah Ayunga up front alongside the mighty Ryan Bird, who's got 16 goals already in all competitions. So let's get into it and hope for the best. We've got a little bit of match fitness lacking down the left-hand side. Senior's been here a few games now and just not got fit at all. We're playing against a 4-3-3. It's something we normally struggle with, but let's be a bit more positive today. We're in good form. We can beat anyone. Ryan Bird stressed. I don't know what about. Don't know if we want to watch that handshake in slow motion, but let's go on. Ashby's got the ball in the holding role. We've built a lovely long ball up early. I thought that was going to get in behind, but not the case. Mansfield will bring it forward, and unfortunately it looks like we're going to be doing a lot of the defending in this game. Ayunga's gone for the long ball, and it looks like that's our best tactic at the moment. They're bringing it forward in midfield. It's the longest highlight we've normally had from a centre kick. Tracy brings it down to Brundle. Is he going to go long again? Of course he is, but it doesn't get anywhere. And now it is Mansfield bringing it forward again. But Brundle wins it back, and Pinnock's put Bird in. Can we score early on? Oh, he's gone for it first time, and it's miles over. But fairly promising start, to be honest. Getting an early shot on board. I would have expected Bird to do a bit better, but as we know, he's stressed already. Tracy with a cross in, and we've got a penalty. Where's that come from? Ryan Bird will take it. He's got a mixed record. I don't know how that penalty came about. It just looked like it had been cleared away. Bird takes it and he scores this time. We've got Mansfield fans with their head in their hands in just the 5th minute as we take an early lead in this FA Cup tie. And if we can get through to the second round and get another tie, hopefully against another conference or conference north and south team, we might even be able to sneak into the third round, and surely that would boost the transfer market for us. Here they come forward though. We're speaking very soon. We're not even 8 minutes in yet as they bring it forward down the right hand side now. The right back's made the overlap and he's going to get the ball in. But Parry's big in the air again. He's been brilliant for us this season and popped up with a couple of goals as well. Pike with a big hoofed clearance and Ayunga's lost out. But Brundle finds Bird. He gets into Ayunga and Brundle's through 1-on-1. He's shot and it's just gone past the post. That looked agonisingly close. What a start this is on the counter-attack. We look fantastic. And Mansfield look absolutely shell-shocked by what we're throwing at them. They've got it wide again with a ball into the box, but our centre-halves are dealing with those all day long. And they've had a shot, but it's deflected off their own man, who was offside, just to compound the misery for them. And we look absolutely comfortable after 20 minutes. We've had the clearest shots on goal and we've scored the only goal of the game. But we have just given away a free header from the corner, and thankfully it just clipped the bar on its way over and we survive at 1-0 still. We can't be too disappointed if that's their first clear chance of the match after 25 minutes. We've just got to hope we can limit them to very few more after this. Half an hour in now, they're going to build another attack on us. Hopefully we can be strong in the air as we had before, but Senior's completely missed it. Parry strong again and clears though. But it's relentless pressure now. They are starting to build attack after attack, and we're starting to look like the classic 2 banks of 4 that we talk about every episode. It may come across as a defensive manager, but we don't mind if we get through in the FA Cup. A couple of people, not in the comments here, but oh, what a goal that is. I'm interrupted as they've just scored an absolute cracker. We can't do much about that. 25 yards out, we had our shape, and they've just scored an absolutely fantastic strike. They're the ones that go in 1 in 20. Oh, they've hit the bar again. We're starting to wobble. It's chance after chance, and I'm starting to lose all confidence. We were talking about a big third round tie in the 7th minute, and look, he's got a free header again. And Jack Senior clears off the line. But what is going on in the box? The marking's disappeared. It was only a couple of episodes ago I was talking about how good we were for a non-league side defending set pieces. And it's all gone completely pear-shaped since then. And we're starting to look like this could be an absolute mauling if Mansfield get ahead before half-time. But we will keep optimistic. I was saying just before that goal that a couple of people off camera and away from the comments had been complaining that I was the non-league Mourinho, unwilling to budge from 4-4-2. But I think you'll agree we're overachieving again and it's working quite well, so we'll stick with it for now. But it is half time, it is 1-1, and although Mansfield had the better in the later parts of the first half, we do have to accept that they've only scored from a wonder goal, and other than that we're well in this game. So let's just tell them to keep proving a point. It worked at the start, will it work at half time? Who knows, let's get into the second half. Right, here we go then. Let's see if the second half can be any more optimistic for us. What we'd like to do is replicate the first 20 minutes of that first half and produce it for the whole 45, but I can't see that happening. But we have gone with the early long ball, which unfortunately has gone straight through to the Mansfield defender, and they mop up comfortably. The ball's cleared long, but Parry again, he's so strong in the air. But they're coming back at us again, and on the floor we're starting to struggle. But luckily they've gone for a long, wild shot that's gone miles wide. And a few minutes into the second half, it seems to have started where the first half left off, to be honest. We're looking a bit ropey, we're struggling on the floor, and I'm not sure that we're going to be able to contain them for the whole half. I have contemplated putting in Boateng as a holding midfielder if we manage to get him. The director of football's done brilliantly to pull him out, to be honest, but if we can get him into the club, it will allow us to have a proper defensive tactic for the last 10 minutes of the game. And they've gone for another long shot that's gone wide, but they look to have a lot of ability from the edge of the box region. But the long ball headed away again, but it is now just pressure on top of everything. And look at this. Dolan's put it wide, but we are looking a little bit worried here. I don't think we're going to hold out for much longer. I'm thinking about substitutes already, but again, we can't really improve the side. I know Coventry's had a couple of good games. He could come on in the middle of midfield. We're always worried when Brundle's on a yellow, as Hardy has another shot, which is saved well by Mitch Walker. We're always worried when Brundle's on a yellow. He seems to get sent off quite a lot of the time. But Bird finds a Younger. Can he get into the box and deliver? He does, but it's too close to the keeper. Couple of yards further back and Bird had a tap in there. But as it is, it will stay 1-1. But at least we have had a counter-attack now. But Mansfield are straight at us again with that man Dolan, who's forced a great save out of Mitch Walker. He's having a good game yet again, Walker. But Dolan is looking really dangerous from range as they come forward again on the right, back out from the corner, and oh, it's nearly an own goal, but Walker has razor sharp reflexes to keep it out. Let's make a sub or two. With just a quarter of the game to go, we've got to start thinking about how we can influence things. The worst man in the front six has been Shiloh Tracy, but we still haven't got anyone we can bring on the right. I'm going to improvise and put Pinnock out there with his left foot and bring Ryan Hall on, who's been a star man this season. And we are going to take Brundle off for Coventry, as we mentioned before. We'll save the last sub for now, but we will think about taking Ryan Bird off. He's only got a 6.5, having scored a penalty as well, so that would probably be a 6 on a normal day. And it's only 15 minutes, nothing's happening now, so let's get rid of him. Let's put a Younger as the target man and get Adam Idar in behind. The most exciting thing about this kid is he's natural in the advanced forward and poacher role. We're sick of playing target men out there, and a Younger is going to switch to that role, which he's actually more comfortable with anyway. Let's see if it will make a difference in the last 10 minutes or so. Having two big quick men up front could be a big blessing for us. And they've got a sub-centre half on, so I'm not quite sure what the reasoning for that is. Whether we can take advantage, let's see. A Younger's got it in the box. The ball deflects out, and Ashby's shot deflects wide for a corner. A little bit of pinball in the penalty area. We don't mind as long as it's not our own one. Hall with the corner. Can he use that delivery? It's a great ball in, but a Younger's lost out in the air. And it's a throw in as we build a little bit of pressure towards the end. Ryan Hall's delivery from set pieces has made such a difference for us this season. I really think our team's weakened overall until Idar signed. But he's just made such a difference, and we've scored so many goals from free kicks and crosses on the left-hand side, where he's just taken advantage of snapshots and snap chances to get a cross in, and he's put them on a plate for the centre forwards. Ryan Bird in particular, is the beneficiary from it. Parry with a big clearance, and Idar's through. There's no one with him. Oh, he's saved. It was straight at the keeper. He's absolutely wasted that one. And Adam Idar, the key man, has wasted the chance to be a super sub hero in the FA Cup. But Ryan Hall with the corner this time, straight at the keeper. After all that praise about his delivery, he has given one back as a back pass. And we're coming towards stoppage time now, and it looks like there's not going to be a winner, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I am going to do that dreaded thing just before stoppage time to get the hate in. I'm going to go more disciplined and defensive. I know we've been doing well. We're going to waste time as well. But we just need to make sure we get a replay because we've got a chance at home and the money from the FA Cup's so big. A Younger's lost out in the air and Mansfield are going to bring it forward. And don't say this is going to backfire now with Dolan getting it wide. The ball's gone switch lovely and Pike hasn't closed down quick enough. Dolan wins the header from the cross, but it's gone wide and we've got a goal kick. We got away with that one again, to be honest. You can see Mansfield have had significantly more shots as a Younger wins the ball back. Ashby with a big ball over. A Younger's flick-on's cleared away, but Ashby's there again. He finds Ryan Hall in behind. Oh, it was a yard too far in front of Idar. It looks a cracking delivery, but just too much on it. As I was saying, Mansfield have clearly had more of the game in terms of shots and possession, but the shots on target and the only clear-cut chance of the game, that fell to us. But it looks like we're going to have to make do with a draw. It hasn't been a bad performance. We've got to be honest, we're playing one of the big professional sides here, and we're just a semi-pro team expected to finish in the bottom half. Despite our performances last season, we are still a bottom half team. We've got to remember that. We've got one of the smaller budgets in the league, and we're doing a fantastic job here. The players have worked so hard, and they're going to get the draw. Look at that time wasting from Pike. Oh, that'll get some hate. We love that, but it's got us the point. And it's 1-1. I say the point, it's got us in the draw for the next round. We've still got a replay to contend with. But we were denied by a fantastic goal by Callum Dolan, and it finishes 1-1. There we go then. They say we're lucky to draw. I'm not buying that. I think we were well worth getting a replay out of that. But that will be it this time. We'll see how we get on the replay, and maybe we'll have another big FA Cup tie to show you in the next episode. I won't promise that for now though. If you have enjoyed this one, please put a thumbs up on the video. You can subscribe to the channel below for regular Football Manager content, including new episodes of The Head Coach every Monday to Thursday at 4:30 PM, as well as other Football Manager content and videos on the channel as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.